Anthony, whatever you do, do not make your fingers into a gun.
Like this? Why?
Just don't, alright? Just don't. Trust me on this one, alright?
Think that something's actually gonna happen if I'm... Huh.
That was a close one. So remember, don't do it again. Hello there everybody, it's me, the Canadian Rebuff, with a review of Deadpool 2. So Deadpool 2 takes a few years after the events of the first Deadpool. Wade Wilson is now a world-renowned contract killer, but he figures that it's time to settle down and maybe start a family. That all has to be put on hold as a cyborg from the future named Cable is hunting down a new mutant named Firefist. Wanting to set himself up as a good father figure, Wade decides to make it his mission to protect Russell from Cable. We all loved Deadpool when it first came out because it was unlike anything we've ever seen before. It was gory, meta, and unapologetically vulgar. A movie whose journey to the big screen would have ended if not for the miracle that was leaked test footage. Now that the movie did so well, it only felt natural that they would go ahead with a sequel. Could this movie recapture some of the magic that the first one had? In some parts, yes. In other parts, no. It has a lot of good jokes, character moments, and cool action set pieces, but it lost itself among some dull running gags, weird tone shifts, and some repetitive plot points from the first movie. The violence, although a bit toned down for the sequel, is just as gory as ever. Deadpool is still slicing and dicing, decapitating heads, and blowing up people's brains with blood splatter everywhere. And once the big action sequences get up and running, they are incredibly fun to watch. And of course, being a Deadpool movie, you gotta expect a lot of meta jokes, and most, if not all of them, worked. We get a joke about how Wolverine died in Logan, we get an opening sequence that parodies James Bond, and a reference to George Michael's death all within the first 15 minutes. Also, Dupender is back. He's been Deadpool's personal chauffeur for the past couple years, and now he decides that he has aspirations to become a contract killer, just like Wade. I like how they sort of gave him this arc to work with. Throughout the movie, you see him doing these small, menial tasks that he thinks that if he gets them just right, he'll eventually become a bloodthirsty killer. Although Wade highly doubts that it will happen. I do find it a little bit weird that he's not in prison or anything like that, because the last time he saw him, he had stuffed his cousin in the trunk of his cab, and yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't charged for murder, manslaughter, or at least kidnapping. Maybe the connections to Wade are what got him off scot-free. Regardless, glad that he's more than just a funny sidekick. That position is forever reserved for TJ Miller's Weasel. Although it's Cable and Domino that really steal the show. They give Cable plenty of time in the spotlight, crafting out his sort of mini origin story within the movie. There's times where you get to spend moments alone with him, and you're starting to wonder, is he really the bad guy here? Domino is another show stealer with her snarky and take no prisoners attitude. It sets her on a collision course for the always joking, not really taking anything serious, Wade. They had a really fun dynamic that really elevated the overall chemistry. Russell Collins, or Firefist as he prefers to go by, was an annoying little twit. He delivered every line almost exactly the same. He has very little range in his voice. His part of the story follows the exact same character wants revenge, but parental figure wants to redeem him arc that we've seen a million times before. It didn't help that a whole chunk of the movie was about him because his performance was not exactly the greatest. It felt as if the writers were trying too hard to make him a thing. You already have a cast of characters who steal the show. I don't think we need another one. Some of the jokes didn't quite hit, and I honestly can't tell you why. I don't know what it was. It was just some of the jokes were not doing it for me. Maybe it was the crowd size. I remember Deadpool 1, it was a packed theater, and I was barely laughing pretty much throughout the entire thing. Second movie comes, the theater's a little bit more empty. There's about maybe 10, 12 other people there. Only really belly laughed a few times. It also had some similar plot points to Deadpool 1. Mainly in scenes with Colossus and Megasonic Teenage Warhead. They're still going with the same recruit Wade into the X-Men trope. Speaking of other X-Men characters, we rarely get some time with X-Force. We get a montage of Wade and Weasel recruiting team members, we get a mission that goes south, and then everybody kind of just disappears. Domino sticks around after that first failed mission, but everybody's like, nope, we're out of here. Bye. We're off to make our own standalone movie. There was also some weird directions in tone. Like, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to flesh out Deadpool a little bit more. Make him an actual superhero and not just a parody of superheroes. That's all fine and well, but I just wish it was a bit more balanced. Deadpool 2 tries to plant so many tentpoles that it loses some of its footing along the way. There was a lot of fun to be had with this movie. The action is great, the characters get more development, and most of the jokes are funny. But the drastic shifts in tone, the annoying portrayal of Russell/Firefist, and trying to set up potential spin-off movies brought the movie down. I will, however, say that it is a very good time and worth watching at least once in theaters. Alright, that's my review of Deadpool 2. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Leave your answer by commenting down below. Like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you're new here. And as always, this is the Canadian Movie Buff saying I hope you had a fantastic weekend at the movies. See ya!